right, everybody. We've got two very special guests for you this week. I want everyone to welcome back to the show, Zach Howard, and welcome to the show, Clara Meath.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Hey. Yeah, Chris nailed the names. I'm proud of him.
Yay.
If we still have any longtime listeners, which I hope we do, we built our following. Zach, you're back from like 3 years ago, so glad to have you back.
I appreciate it. You guys helped me push my Hellboy run, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, because it needed our help for sure.
It's obscure indie title.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys.
Nobody knows about that
Going
stuff.
out on the limb.
That small book, nobody's. Yeah, right. That small book's never heard of by anybody, right? So,
More
I think
importantly,
it's going to make it, though. It'll find a fan base, I have a feeling.
Getting there.
Yeah,
I heard they're finally going to make a movie out of it.
Yeah.
They're thinking about it.
Yeah.
They're finally thinking about it.
Several.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see.
It could be a brand.
I bet.
Definitely the other thing we talked about was Wild Blue Yonder, because I remember being a huge fan of that back in the day, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, thanks. That's my probably the best thing ever created. So
that was
pound for
awesome.
pound, create our own stuff. So
you're saying it's all downhill from there?
Yeah.
Yep. Just a steady glide, just like no engine.
It's a gentle slope. Just slide.
That's amazing. The Moonshine Bigfoot, though, I mean, when I saw this, I was like, "Holy shit! This isn't anything like Hellboy." It looked really friggin' cool. I can't wait to talk about that today. But it's Clara's first time on the show, so let's talk about like how you guys started working together, how that came about, and what's going on there.
Sure. Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly active on Instagram. And I was doing a live stream one day when I was living out in nowhere, Minnesota. I was living in a town of literally a population of 60 something. I believe I was the 64th resident of that town.
Wow.
And it was just
out
nowhere, because I'm this starving artist that's just trying to live somewhere I can afford,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I was doing a live stream, and what I later found out was one of our mutual fans. I was inking trees at the time. And he dropped a comment that, you should check out Zach Howard's work if you like inking trees, which is hilarious now, because I believe you said that's why you got the Hellboy job to begin with.
That's what Mike called me, and he's like, I like how you draw trees. If I wrote a Hellboy story of a Hellboy kind of walking around the woods, would you do it? And I said, sure. So
that's awesome.
That's a pretty good breakdown, though, of like one of the plots. Like, as much as I love them, it is just kind of Hellboy walking around places.
Yeah, no, that is. Yeah.
Hellboy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But anyway, he dropped in the comments, like, if you like inking trees, check out Zach Howard.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, and I was immediately just floored by this work. Just like, so good, man. And I wasn't heavily versed in comics. I'm still not.
Right.
I didn't, grow up as a fan of comics, so I'm sort of catching up now that it's my career in this sort of weird, reverse process. And I wasn't aware of his work, and it absolutely broke my brain. It was incredible. And I've been, trying to focus on being more bold and self-promotion. So to me, this is like a celebrity, but I was like, no, I'm still going to try it. Social media exists, so I can like reach out to this person, and there's a 1 in a million chance he'll respond. And he did. And actually, the first response, I think, was you were just finishing up Hellboy, and I had a question for you about brushes. And the first time we interacted was you saying, like, ask me this in a few weeks. I'm in a terrible deadline right now. And it was like, which was like a big cringe. It was like, I bothered somebody important,
Gross.
But at the time, that's what it was.
In reality, someone had first showed me VR for the first time, and I'm an ex-kickboxer and everything.
Yeah.
So I did the boxing program. Very first punch, I punched through the TV and hit the brick wall behind the TV. And I had my last 6 pages of Hellboy due.
My God.
I had to write the editor. You can't see it on this, but I had like pieces of glass in the knuckle that I had to have like surgerized out. And I was like, how the hell am I going to finish this? I was already a little late from just over detailing. And so I literally taped the brush to my hand, and
Oh
that's
my
how the
God.
last few pages were a little buttery, but
yeah.
no
So
one
you,
noticed.
You
so
can't tell.
you reached out to advice from the guy who punched through his TV.
Yes,
That's what I'm known for.
Yeah, that's what I did. I stooped that low at the time.
That's how I
amazing.
relax.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But
Naturally.
on walls.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you don't play around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I reached out to him, and I eventually, and once I got over my embarrassment, I reached out again after, that time had
Rungy
elapsed.
brushes.
That's right. That's right.
My buddy Nick Rungy had his own line of brushes come out. So
You
he's
shared them in your Instagram story, and I asked about them because I was exploring new brushes. I know this is so thrilling, right? Is your
No, it's amazing. We love this. We don't. Yeah.
thrilling brush tales.
Yeah.
Clara and Zach.
I can.
Go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's just, and we just, I got back in touch with him after, I felt like it was an appropriate amount of time, and we ended up just talking a lot about comics and stuff, and I got to a point where we were just, like, communicating every day, and he started giving me little tasks. It's like, well, yeah, I can help you. Yeah, if you want help with that, I can do that. It's just like, and it just kind of grew from there, and I moved a couple times, sort of in this 2-year span where we become, like long-distance studio mates, basically. But even in like the first week of talking to him, there was like a little jingle in my brain that was, I just told you about this the other day. It was like, oh man, I'm going to move to Denver, aren't I? This is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, it ended, I planned poorly. I got to the end of the Kickstarter project we mentioned before mine, Mother 47, the book I put out most recently, realized I had not planned anything after that. So I was basically without work. So I was like, well, this is the moment. So I moved to Denver, and I've been working part-time at Zach's wife's vet clinic, Cherry Knowles Veterinary Clinic, which is an awesome local privately owned establishment. Shout out to them.
Cool.
And helping Zach in the studio, doing my own stuff in the studio. And yeah, now I'm helping with Moonshine Bigfoot.
Amazing.
She was there literally in the car ride when the writer and I, who's an actor, a theater actor, were coming back from a show. She was there snoozing away when we were starting to come up with it. And then
the idea
just started talking this nonsense, and I was like, I'm checking out.
Yeah. Like, what if a Bigfoot and moonshine, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. See you later.
Right.
I actually remember the moment. It was like hour 12 or something, driving through the mountains, coming back home. It was the middle of the night, and we were bitching about how they just remake. It's like canned ham. They just remake the same movie without trying to do anything with it. It's just like with different actors and with today's technology or something.
Right. Yeah.
And they missed the soul of it, the heart of it, the point of something. So I was just bitching. Why don't we just? I can't wait for Dukes of Hazzard 13 or something like that, where and it's like, stop it. If you're gonna do it, do something fun, like have Bigfoot drive the effing thing.
Yeah,
and, that's how it was born, as Dukes of Hazzard satire. But a humble old Bigfoot happens to be the good old boy driving the moonshine.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Just sprung from there. I had to put my other book on pause. I'm well into my opus, Dead Earth Pioneers, that I'm doing with Mike Rach of Wild Blue Yonder fame. You guys,
yep.
But this, over like a 6-month period, this just went from like a joke we talked about to it kind of filled it wouldn't go away. Yeah. It just kept coming back, and eventually we just. It basically is writing itself, and now it's kind of a loving satire of 1980 Americana, if I can say that right, Americana.
Yeah. Americana.
Americana.
There you go.
So we pull in like the first wave of animation, like Speed Racer. We have Dukes of Hazzard. Satire. He runs BJ and the Bear off the road. Just all these old goofy shows where, where things were a little more innocent. Whether perceived or whether that was the reality or not, that was the perception. When you're a kid watching Dukes of Hazzard, you weren't thinking about the ramifications of all the terrible things that General Lee did with that flag in the name of, seceding.
Nobody was thinking about it back then.
You didn't. You just enjoyed these two good old boys doing jumps and a big fat guy chasing them, making funny noises. And
it's a cartoon.
Right.
Yeah, it really is a live action.
Yeah.
Those little high concept shows, there was something magical about them, I felt. So what we tried to do is kind of harness the silliness and the fun of it and appreciate that without getting into geopolitical struggles and social upheaval.
Yeah.
And we're just more embracing the silliness of the time. We said it in 1981 so we can make fun of Ronald Reagan. Like he's an escaped, repurposed Chuck E. Cheese animatronic robot and like during the middle of his UN speech, he goes into a 20-minute pizza deal song.
Oh my God!
The whole crowd's just politely clapping, and they just don't acknowledge that this is a Chuck E. Cheese robot. That's our world that we're building. The old cartoon mask, we're giving homage to that with the transforming. I'm sorry, I'm really dating myself with.
No, it's all good. You're good. You're good.
No, Claire just sees us making these jokes, and you can just see her just, okay, what are these?
Yeah.
I was just about to throw in that, how cool this has been for me, because I was aware. I'm 33 years old, so I didn't grow up watching Dukes of Hazzard. I only knew it as like a sort of a cultural reference.
Yeah,
right. So now sort of again learning all this stuff in reverse, because he started watching it now. Now when
I went back.
He
went back
watching the whole series for inspiration as he's working on the pages now, and I'm seeing this stuff and like. Yeah, it's wild. This is though one of those genres, and there are some magical genres like this that are really easy to latch onto. The tone and just the look and feel of it. Some genres are really hard to hold, but this one is very distinct and easy to grab onto, and I think that's a lot of the power of Moonshine Bigfoot.
That's awesome.
See, I'll help you, Clara, because my only reference to that show too is the movie that they made. Remember when they're making all those quotes in the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, 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 really old. So just to let your fans know.
Yeah.
So I was there for all those shows I mentioned, and but yeah, I mean, you can at least appreciate back then. You didn't have life was it's just simpler. There weren't all these complications and all these stresses.
There's no internet, so you don't know everything that could be wrong about every single thing at all times.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
You just kind of embraced the silliness of these shows back then.
Very silly.
And how simple the world seemed compared to what it does now.
I just want to bring up that in the sample pages, there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of trees. So in case anybody's wondering, there's Bigfoot book. There's a lot of trees, and there's some cut down trees. I'm just saying. So
I have a variety of trees in different tree-like states.
Any tree of your choosing.
Yeah, all the different types of trees.
We got your larch. We got your maple. We got
We got
pine trees. You like pine trees? I got 7.
We got leaves. We have leaves.
Yeah, any type of tree you want, it's in there.
I did sing after Hellboy. I think I was like, I'm effing done with trees for a little bit.
I remember that from the interview. Yeah, you told us that. Yeah, I think you said you were sick of doing them, but we had no idea it was such a struggle.
I mean, that was like 3 years ago now, so you're technically right.
It's just it's putting spindles in a box for me at this point. Now I'm typecast as like Colonel Tree Drawer, so Lord of the Trees. That just like Joe Hill wants it, Mike Mignola wants it, and I'm all right. Stanley's ghost is going to call me up one day and say, Excelsior, I got a tree book, Zach.
Sure,
Tree Man.
Tree Man and the Tree Force 5.
Right.
They're misunderstood.
Yeah. Amazing.
It just goes to show though how little say you have and what you're known for in the arts especially. It's wild. Like, I think he should be known for his characters. I think his characters have such a wonderful and distinct look to them. You always know a Zach Howard, character, and here he is known for his trees.
Yeah. No, I mean, jokes aside, I wanted to get it. You're doing the amazing segues for us, Clara, because I wanted to talk about
anytime.
Yeah, this is great. We'll have you on again. Like you have Thaddeus, right? Did I say Thaddeus?
Thaddeus, yeah. He's the heir apparent to what our version of the Illuminati is.
Oh, okay, so, amazing.
Long storied history. This is the heir apparent. The shoes don't quite fit.
Yeah, it's sort of the bumbling trust fund kid who didn't quite inherit the industry the way his father would have wanted.
Nice, I love that.
And the moonshine that Moonshine Bigfoot creates gets infected because of his hippie girlfriend dropping a bag of psilocybin mushrooms over it. Grew all these magic mushrooms on the still, and it created basically a type of moonshine that makes you see through propaganda. They're basically they live glasses.
Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And a senator has a drink of this and then goes on a wild tangent on an interview.
Holy shit!
So that's how the Illuminati gets involved, and they're trying to find Bigfoot. We have bumbling Bigfoot hunters after him that he like. Our Moonshine Bigfoot hires like the local kid, pays them in Slim Jims to go put on Bigfoot feet, like smoking a cigarette, walking through the forest. You know,
Right.
little redneck kid.
Oh my god!
Overalls, no shirt.
Yeah, just happy to help, and we give an homage to comic books. Like the opening scene is the Superman / Moses story where the Bigfoot forest is burning down, and the parents just barely in time are able to put Bigfoot baby on a logging truck that escapes. Then as the logger truck, I guess he drives across America, I guess eating chips and masturbating like normal truckers.
Right, that's what you do.
You got to pass the time, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, I don't make the rules.
As a trucker, I can confirm.
Trucker. They hit a bump, falls off on the Georgia-Alabama border. Baby Bigfoot is found by a kindly, childless moonshining couple, raise them as their own. And
what are these people's names?
Oh, God.
What's their last name?
I'll let you go.
Their last, I believe it is Bill and Betty.
It is.
Bill and Betty Foot.
Yeah, so... Foots.
With an E.
With an E. And,
that was my favorite.
It's a rural town, so everybody just accepts him as their very hairy boy.
Oh, my God.
He just grows up a good old boy trying to continue the family business. And we have Uncle Pineapple, the disgraced former child star, like child show star, like Captain Kangaroo type, old school stuff. And he's just a blathering drunk, puking all the time, but his puppet bird runs the black market of the South. And
that's amazing.
He runs a speakeasy that part of our campaign and the Kickstarter going on right now is you can be like a patron of the speakeasy. You could be, while Bigfoot and his cronies are doing whatever in the speakeasy, you can actually be in our comic book series as a barfly in this location.
That was one of the first tiers to go. We had two. We had the bartender, which is like an actual speaking role.
That was like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was snapped up immediately.
Yeah, so
you could you be the bartender in this speakeasy, and the other ones were the bar patrons in the background, and those went immediately too.
So, it's a lot. We're trying to make it fun, man. You get to be part of the book. It's already an Image series, so it's going to be seen.
That's you bring that up because I want to ask you about that. So Image grabbed this, and how did that come about? They just loved your idea. Immediately. Okay.
Yeah, literally. Basically, we had a concept drawing, and I had a write up, like a little one pager. Yeah. And I sent it off to Chris Ryle, my old the guy who used to run IDW. I did his first comic book, Shaun of the Dead, which is another obscure thing like Hellboy. Mm-hmm. And fans, look it up.
I read that book. I love Shaun of the Dead. Yeah,
we talked about that. Awesome. Yeah. So good. So I sent it to him because he left IDW as we all did, and he started a company with Ash Wood, the famous artist, called Syzygy. And that's basically an imprint like Top Cow or Skybound of Image. It's just an Image book. And they picked it up right there. And so we went from, it was just a few day period from like, hey, we kind of got an idea to one drawing to Image picking it up. So then we had to get serious and build the damn thing.
Yeah, and, right.
Again, at this point, it's writing itself. So we're very fortunate. We're getting a lot of retailer incentive covers, which is always a big boon to us creators.
That's awesome.
Really gets the word out, and stores get to personalize their own cover, for the store for the series. So yeah, things can be going. Our merch just dropped. We have T-shirts, mugs, stickers, and our beer coasters are super popular for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We love them, but weren't expecting them to be as popular as they were.
The things that pop off though are never the things you quite
Yeah,
expect.
it's hard to.
No, yeah, you're like
know.
you wouldn't pick that, right?
That's a
Yeah.
wide net.
Scattershot. We're gonna add trucker hats that you can get, things like that.
There's more stuff coming, but there's merch on there now.
Amazing.
The coolest thing for fans. Sorry, I'm jabbering like a.
No, we love this shit.
But
we talked to each other for an hour before this, so yeah, please talk as much as you want.
I shall continue to.
I'm sick of Chris by now, so we're good. Yeah, yeah, we're good. You do all the talking. It's fine. Yeah.
But very well. We have our stretch goals. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, let's talk about those.
And we've already hit all 4, so we're very fortunate with that. However, the coolest part about it is at any level of backing of our campaign, and we even have the gas money level, which is $1 if you want. I prefer $2, but $1's fine.
Okay.
If you're really strapped, we understand. We've all been poor.
Right.
Come on.
So any backer at any level, every tier we had free comic books. The first that you download, every stretch goal you get free PDFs, and now we're up to 12 PDFs, 6 out of print books, a Temple Smith book.
Nice.
Groom Lake with Chris Ryle, Ashwood String Divers with Nelson Daniel and Chris Ryle, Claire's out-of-print sketchbooks, my out-of-print cover process sketchbook, which was my most popular. You get High Moon by Steve Ellis, another out-of-print book, and so on. You get some indie kaiju series.
Amerikaiju, yep.
So we cover a lot of breadth, but you get 12 damn books signing up right now, and we're going to have more stretch goals as things continue, because we have 12 or 13 more days. 12 days.
We got to make up more stretch goals.
So I know. It's too much money now. Come on.
So if I could actually cut in here for a second, just to go back to, you were talking about you were picked up by Image. So I know a lot of people in the community sometimes question, when something gets picked up by this, why go to Kickstarter? So my question for you is, why go to Kickstarter?
Well, Image doesn't give us a dime, and we have
okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. That makes sense.
Image is a non-profit company, technically. So you have to pay them to publish your book. You don't up front, but after it comes back, it eats up the sales, and it's a very, very small amount. They're very good to creators. But they aren't going to pay for anything, not a cent. I had to pay for the animation for the trailer, which I'm very, very proud of.
Pretty awesome.
And I hope everybody at least watches that. Kind of gives you a tone how goofy this is. And fun. But that, I understand, say, if you're going to be doing a major budget book. If I was doing Hellboy and did a Kickstarter and say, hey, I need a little cash. No, Dark Horse paid me a very good wage to draw that book. So it's much different. This is $0. We're trying to make this with nothing. And just like other people, we have a mortgage. So we try to make it, if you're going to patronize us in this way, it's like a charity to us. And that's why we appreciate it as such. And we try to reward people with as much extra stuff as we can to help us make this happen. And in fact, excuse me, we felt so guilty how people give us money that we actually have a charity thing at the end there too. We've already started our St. Jude's thing, which I drew sketch cards for, which was a paid-for entrance. She did it too, and so did Steve Ellis.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're trying to give back some. It doesn't fall on deaf ears that people are helping us, but one thing I can promise, if you do help us, this keeps me from having to draw Aquaman and crap like that. I can actually, I can bring a new piece of art into the world, and none of us are getting rich. We're pulling up our belt straps. We have, 3 super veterans working on this. Steve Ellis, myself, Nelson Daniel. It's like 70 years of comic experience.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Eisner nods. Nelson, I think, has 4. We did one together with the Cape. We have 3 Harvey nods for Steve Ellis for back on Lobo when he did that. So it's not like we're putting together a bunch of chumps. We are bringing a nuclear device here to the party. We're very happy with it. And I just really hope people do give us a chance. But to your point, Christopher, if I understand there's some people that are there for grifting. There's some people there that aren't pro and have big aspirations, and their Kickstarter's a little out of scope of what they can do. We spent months and months prepping this, so we fell right in within our parameters. And 2, it is important to let people know Image doesn't pay anybody. It's profit sharing.
Yeah.
So again, they're a nonprofit company. Back in the day, during my first 2 series, they took $2,500 off, but then you get everything after.
Yeah.
So it's a very good company, but you got to kind of get over that hump.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a chance for us too. You know.
I always look at, like, when, I won't name names, but when publishers go out there and do it, I'm like, this is gross.
That's
like,
gross.
That's
when when you're at a certain level creator wise, I think it's also gross.
Well, you get a stipend. I mean, you get advances, and trust me, I've been part of advances.
Right.
There's people that have exclusives with some of these companies, and they're like, we're going to Kickstarter them, bring it to that company. I'm like, but I know how this business works. You paid for that already.
Yep.
But I do think that some people see, like, it's being published by Image, and then immediately have like a thing in their head, like, well, if Image is publishing it, then why do they need our money? And that's why I bring that question about, because the truth is that I know a lot of creators, and they don't make a whole lot off of their indie titles, even at a place like Image.
Yeah,
just to make it happen, you got to understand it takes tens of thousands of dollars. To make this happen. I mean, the colors to loans cost $10,000. So it's all this does is pay for the comic. And it's hard. I understand people. Again, when you see certain publishers like, we're going to kickstart this title, hey, you got a business here. Why don't you, just run your business then and not abuse the crowdfunding service? And that's the problem with greedy people. And sometimes it's ignorance. Lots of times it's not. It's just trying to get, suck money out of every corner they can, and not take a chance on themselves, which again is cowardly. I don't know everything that's happened with everybody, but there's a lot of gross things that happen. I just hope people understand, all Image is a publishing house. They're not, they just get your book out with a certain label on it. It's going to be in a certain part of Previews magazine. And you're more likely to get it on the shelf, and they're not greedy. So they're good. They're a very good outlet, and they've been a very good outlet for all 23 years of my career.
Yeah. Good to know. That's awesome.
However, I mean, I have bills to pay. If I say I do this book without doing Kickstarter, that means all my money I make, I basically have to have a second and third job of doing covers, drawing annuals, and whatever other stuff that drives me nuts to do. I have to basically do jobs I hate to be able to do this. I think it's healthier to ask people to take a chance. You're not getting nothing. You're getting an entire series. You can get art. You can get everything. You get free books just for giving us any amount of money. So we're trying to let people know this isn't a grifting operation. We appreciate you helping us achieve our dream. And our current dream right now is we know how good this series is. We got wizards making it. It's lightning in a bottle. We want to get, and 2, don't you want a comedy out there rather than
please
jokes?
That's what I was
thrown over the ravine.
That's what I was
going to have fun again, please.
That's what I was going to talk about. That, like, comics need to be fun again,
and that's all this is. We're not trying to change somebody's mind politically, socially, anything. All we want you to do is blow snot boogers out of your nose while you're drunk.
I love it. That's a quote.
That's all we're trying to do, because we think we got something fun here in an industry that is just in it's dark and stagnant right now. Everything is deep and serious, and everybody's arguing about changing this character to that, and there's no fun anymore.
Right. Where's the fun? There's no fun. Yeah.
It used to be fun, man.
Right.
This job used to be fun. Comics were fun. Of course, we had Dark Alan Moore, but now everybody wants to be Dark Alan Moore, but you're not Alan Moore, so now just dark, sucky
That's the
stuff.
problem.
And there's enough of that. Oh my gosh. Don't we want to escape into these things? Don't we want to just let go of all of our struggles and just laugh at Gru again?
Yes, we do.
Some adventure that has geopolitical overtones, but they never beat you over the head with it. They have fun with it.
Right, and that's how it should be done. Yep, that's how it should be done.
Just, I
want to make... And I think that's why this, I think, it's got to be why this book is so popular, because Chris and I talk about it all the time. We have to like search for books to like wash our brain of all this like seriousness that we. It's like, man, it's like I had like 6 serious books this week. I need something fun.
Yeah,
like, I hate Fairyland or something. Yeah.
And the unfortunate reality is that market is pretty. I mean, there's some examples in comics, but it's pretty much exclusively manga at this point.
Yeah,
like I have to go to Japanese comics to get that nowadays.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Which kills me.
We're in a weird time. Comics. Paper, digital. Obviously, the whole world's going digital, but there's always going to be a niche market for paper books. Where what type of industry that ends up in 10 years, who knows? We're all going to be, rubbing butts on a VR thing, talking about.
It's going to be brains in jars.
The brains in jars. Being sad about his parents.
Yeah. Oh my God. Exactly.
Get a therapist.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we blame Alfred.
We figured this out over lunch just now. Batman is Alfred's fault. Alfred raised him, right? Am I wrong about this? Do I not know
that? It took 20 years to get the kid counseling.
Yeah, just get him some help. Maybe don't keep him in the same house where his dead parents lived or something.
Yeah. This creepy old mansion where his dead parents ghost hide.
Just take any steps to help this child.
Maybe a nice condo, a good school, Montessori school. Get this kid adjusted.
Send him to a fancy private school where he can get some therapy or something. This is Alfred's fault.
It's all Alfred's fault.
This is Alfred's fault.
That's why you never put a combat surgeon in charge of children.
Yeah.
I love it. And no cup of tea is going to fix this one, Alfred. You need to get some therapy.
You take your apple butter and get the F out of here,
man. We need child therapy. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Oh my God.
There's no sad Batman parents in this.
No.
Thank God. Yeah.
There's just burned up Bigfoot parents.
That's all right. That's fun though.
I would love to.
They waved goodbye.
Literally on the first page, you see that on the page where they put him on the truck. As the truck is driving away, they're in the background. They're just silhouettes waving, but they're standing in full fire. They're just fire, and they're like, bye.
At least
our lives.
At least he has the closure, right?
Doesn't have to worry much.
Right.
He's Luke seeing his charred aunt and uncle, so he knows for sure they're dead.
Yeah, that's good.
One thing I found though, the odd thing, I was just into nostalgia back then when I was a kid, before I moved overseas, all the shows that I loved, and just pop culture in general. One thing I wasn't ready for is how many people we got thank you letters for doing a book that has muscle cars in them. So there's this whole muscle car culture that the guy that set us up with the animation, he's just a muscle car freak. So we got A+ animation and VO work, like somebody pretending to be Waylon Jennings, doing VO and stuff like that. That guy's Australian, which is kind of funny.
He did a great job, and he's this Australian guy doing a Waylon Jennings.
But we do
That's amazing.
Right?
But the weird, again, this is those things you don't anticipate. Just the level of the amount of car guys that have contacted us just because they want this book with the cool cars,
Yeah.
See that coming,
that's
but
amazing.
I get it,
Yeah, that's amazing.
We just we may get a Bigfoot advertisement for some Bigfoot soap company or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm up for anything, man. Bring anything.
Yeah.
That's
I know
awesome.
what you're talking about. I see ads for them all the time.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
No, I see it too.
There seems to be some sort of zeitgeist that we tapped into.
Yeah.
We glued enough things together to make something whole that we think is new, but it's also tangible and it's tongue in cheek the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no, you don't have to worry about.
There's no after-school special wrap-ups.
Yeah, the
Thank
more
God.
you know.
Right.
Moments repeatedly.
So-
It's just fun.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'd
what we
love to kind of wrap this up with one of the things that I always look at when I go to Kickstarters, which is I always scroll way to the bottom of your pledges and see what the big money tiers are that I can never afford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you got some cool ones here, and they're actually, when you look at it, everybody, like super affordable.
Yes.
Like you've got the sketch cover here that you're doing, and then also the one that really peeked out to me, because you do have original pages for the covers, which get a little bit pricier, but the original page of pencils and inks at $200.
Yeah.
We try to make it affordable because if you go through my dealer after the campaign, it's going to be a little bit different price tag. So
Yeah.
Often I'm so slow. I get my stuff done, but I'm not known as a fast artist, even in the slightest. So my originals I only have so many originals. Like I only had so many original Hellboy pages, and they get pricey and people buy them. And a lot of people that aren't some rich dude in Holland and crap like that, they never get a crack at my nicer pages. So what we really wanted to do with this, if people are supporting us, you get an original page of pencils by Steve Ellis, and then I print them out on a new board, and you get an original page of inks by me that I hand ink traditionally as well. So you get both of those pieces of artwork along with that, because the whole series isn't drawn yet. We're going to work with each individual that buys pages to make sure they get the page that they want. If you want Bigfoot in a car in it, we're going to find you that. Do you like this one or this one? If you want one with his girlfriend, if you want one with the bad guys, we're going to try our best to get that.
I want the one of the most trees.
I may have already drawn it.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not even close. Hell, but even my Iron Giant, I have 407,000 trees on this damn thing.
I think we talked about that too. Oh my God!
It's what is wrong with me? What is?
You have a tree condition.
Do I have a problem, everyone?
Yeah.
Is no one telling me I have a tree problem?
No, Zach, you don't know. We're telling you now. This is a tree intervention.
Tree.
I put this together for you.
Yeah. The one thing you can't punch through, you can punch through TVs, just not trees. It's always bothered you. So here we are. We're here to talk to you about it.
Thanks.
You punch through a tree.
I appreciate it, guys. I just got to draw one more tree in the bathroom, and then I'll come back to the intervention. Okay? Just one more tree.
Just one more. One more.
Tapping on the door. Are you drawing trees in there?
No! I don't even have a pen.
Yeah.
I see Zach's retirement being kind of like a Bob Ross retirement, where he just draws trees and sells them.
Yeah, they're not happy though.
Next time you see me, I got the fro grown out.
Yeah, there you go.
God, draw happy trees while I'm crying. Tear goes down my cheek.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my God.
But just real quick to recap. We have a million fun categories. We've obviously sold out of a few, but we still have a ton of fun ones. We got really fun merch. That's, I think, stuff I'd want. So, I am getting, but you could get too. A lot of fun things. And again, I want to hammer home. Look through all the free books that you get.
Yeah, a lot. There's a lot.
Most of them are well worth more than any pledge you could normally give us. So.
And we're adding merch and other add-ons, in waves. So if nothing tickles your fancy right now, keep checking because there'll be something fun on there.
More days.
Yeah,
so
we're adding more and more.
Our company came up with every about 4 or 5 days we're trying to add to the campaign so it's more fun, new, more expansive for people that have already gotten stuff. They can add on to it, etc. So we're going to shut up because we've just taken over your show like a couple idiots laughing about Alfred and his poor parenting skills.
You can come back anytime. Please, no, for sure. Anytime.
We make your job easy.
This is the shit that Chris and I talk about. And we don't usually record anymore because we're like, nobody wants to hear this stuff, but other people talk about it. It's great for us.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
I love it.
And I'll just say to everyone out there too, like, we talked about the big money pledges and the cool stuff. And like I said, 200 for not just one page of original art, but 2 is a steal.
It's amazing.
But if you just want the book, the digital version is $7.
Yeah.
Come on. What are you doing?
All 4 print issues, $15.
That's crazy.
The standard issue is $4.99. That's basically buy 3 get 1, or buy 3 get 1 free.
Yeah, you did the math right.
Plus 12 PDFs. You get 12 more books.
Yeah,
free.
Yeah.
That's without all the add-ons. Like just the standard, what you're getting for the Moonshine Bigfoot itself is a steal, and that's another thing I love, that you guys aren't hyping it up to like $40 for the whole thing and then selling it to comic stores for $4.99. You're actually giving the people on here a deal.
Yeah, we cut off as much as we can, and then we just add shipping to it, and then that's it, man. We want people to have our book. We believe if you give this sucker a chance, we gotcha.
Yeah,
we gotcha, because this is the most fun I've had since Sean Murphy and I did Outer Orbit for Dark Horse in like 2005.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm far more substantial of a better storyteller now. So I'm really excited to do a comedy again, and it's not just shtick again. You know, we try not to just have chimichanga as our joke of the book. We try to make a story around it, so it's a gift that keeps on giving, man. Because you get endeared with the characters doing wacky stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
You're doing the Lord's work. We need more comedy, and we need more fun in comics. So I'm all for it.
Praise Crom. I agree.
Praise Crom. Nice. And we don't want to take any more of your time, so we thank you two so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys rock, man.
Yeah, we got to plug your socials. Clara, you said you're on Instagram, right? So you want to give a shout out for that? Yeah.
It's Clara_Meath. Meath is MEATH, so meat with an H at the end. Nice. I do post on there pretty consistently, so that's fun art stuff.
Great.
Meat H.
Yeah, I'm like, what's a meat H? And then Zach, you have your website too, right?
Yeah, my website. I have my Instagram is spacefriend_Z. That's been since Outer Orbit. That's where Space Friend came from. So apropos to now, my last comedy. So Facebook, I'm easy to find, just my stupid name. And anywhere else, websites, and you can send you can commiserate with us in our holding Alfred accountable for all of Gotham City's problems.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's really the genesis.
He really is. I mean, he's responsible for the Joker and everything, now that I think about it.
Yeah. He's the Ty Floyd Mary of goofy Gotham.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Holy shit.
So Bigwood has a bone to pick with him, I say. So thanks for having us on, guys. Your show is always great.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy you guys are kicking even more butt now. It's always fun to see good people do good things and be rewarded for it.
Hey, you're the ones doing everything. We just sit here and we look like idiots, so it's fine.
We're good at blathering, huh?
Yeah. You just got to promote yourself.
So everyone out there watching, listening, make sure to follow these two if you want to hear more about why Alfred deserved to die. And and as always, I will have those links in the show notes down below. So click on them, check out the campaign, check out the website, all that stuff, because it's all good stuff. Zach, Clara, thank you so much for being on and taking the time with us today. And we'll do it again soon.
Thank you right back. Congrats on your Eagles banner there. Got a good team. And I got nothing else. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having us on again. And helping us get the word out, because we think we have a good one here.